Hello everybody, welcome back to Reviews of Moose. Today we are going to do a huge review of my entire Boston Scally collection. I was reached out by a couple people asking me to do a video like this for about 6 months now, and I finally have some time to get around to do it, and so we're going to get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what my collection looks like. I already have some of them pulled out on the bed here, and we're going to go ahead and turn the camera around. And we're going to show the rest of the collection, and then we'll do a little, there's Ace in the background there. What's going on, bud? You're sitting on one of my caps, I see. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and show a little bit of what it looks like in the closet. And here we go. Here's some of the stuff here on this one, this little shelf here. I got them all in little tubs. Tubs up there along with some other collection items I have. As far as I'm a full member of the Right to Carry, so I have quite a those laying around the house. Got some Jordans and about my Dixon collection. Some of the people asked me to do a review on that as well. So this is my Dixon shirts, and then of course my caps. Ones in the dust bags, and some of the single panels up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to break it down into single panels. And from there, I will bring around single panels, 6 panels, 8 panels. Some of the, I know there's like the Baker style caps, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and break them down here. It's going to be a long review, and probably my longest, it's probably going to be over an hour, just to give you a heads up. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to pause the video and start bringing them out. All right, so the first review, the part of the review we're going to go over the Coveted Rose collection. Boston Scally has released 13 roses. So we're going to go ahead and start the review off there. The first one we're going to hit up is the Spring Rose. This came out, I believe, last spring. And, of course, you got the logo. One thing that stinks about these is that they got the vinyl stickers. And when you got a bald head like myself, when it gets a little bit humid out or anything, you can definitely feel it sticking to there. But yep, has the pin on there, the Spring Rose pin. Let's go ahead and put that whirl on. Again, this is the Spring Rose. Great looking cap. One of my favorite from the Rose collection. And next, we are going to do, this one is the Steel Rose. This is more of like a darker gray, has like kind of like a brown tint to it as well. Of course, the inside, Steel Rose. And that's what this one looks like. Like I didn't steam any of these caps before I did the review. But like I said, we're going to be on here a while today. And I'm pretty sure this review is going to take some time. All right, so that's 2 roses down. We got the Spring Rose and the Steel Rose down. Now we're going to pull up the Royal Rose. Nice blue cap. Got the Royal Rose logo in there and the pin. And there is the Royal Rose. I'm not sure if all the roses are in stock on the website or not. They do, I think they got to be one of the best sellers. Otherwise, they wouldn't release 13 of them. But, all right, so 3 down. Next one we have, this one is the Blarney Rose. This has like the Philadelphia Eagles colors. And there's the Blarney Rose. Of course, you got the pin. The greens and the silvers or grays. All right, so we got 4 down. This one is the Black Rose. The Black Peaky Black Rose. It's got black and grays. Of course, you got the pin. Looks good. Next one we have, this one is the Halloween Rose. Black and yellow oranges. And of course, we got the pin on this. And the inside has the skull with the flowers coming out of it. There it is. Halloween rose. All right, the next rose in the rose family. This one is the Easter rose. Of course, you got the Easter pin on there. Inside, Easter rose. Good looking cap. These 8-panel caps are great. Again, that was the Easter rose. Then we have the violet rose, which is like the purples, a little bit of a blue hint. Of course, you got the purple rose on there. And I don't know how well you can see that in there or not. But again, this is the violet rose. Looks big. Like I said, the rose collection is definitely probably the most sought after as far as like the collection goes. I am a big fan of the Baker ones as well. I'm hoping that they release something for that for this Halloween. And now we got the blood rose. Boston Scally. It's got like a deep red with some blacks. And here's that one. Of course, you got the pin. Again, this is the blood rose. And next, we have, this is the Valentine rose. I believe this came out last Valentine's Day. It's got the Chicago Bulls colors. Of course, you got the violet rose pin. I'm sorry, Valentine rose pin. And there's that. Actually, let's go with my shirt on. Looking good. Looking good. And the next one we have, this is the Irish rose. Of course, we got the pin on that one as well. This has got the greens, obviously, for St. Patty's Day. Good looking cap. And the second to last one, this one came out last year as well. This is the Autumn Rose. It's got like the burnt orange, a little bit like a bluish gray in there with some whites. Of course, we got the pin. And the Autumn Rose sticker on the inside. Great looking cap. So this one looks good with some of the Dixon shirts I have. Have yet to really wear any of these, to be honest with you. And then last but not least, this was the 13th rose they came out with. Now, from what I understand, they're not making any more roses they're coming out with, from what Boston Scally has said. But it came with a dust bag. Has the pin. Again, this is the Majestic Rose. And there's that. All right, so that is the entire 13 caps of the Rose collection. As you can see here, all 13 of them. Let me know what you guys think is your favorite out of the Rose collection here as well as in the comments. And the next one we're going to go to, I don't know which category we're going to go to next, a part of the review, but we will see and I'll be right back. All right, for the next group of this review, our collection video that I'm doing, we are going to hit the Halloween section. These are the Halloween caps that have been released by Boston Scally the past few years. And we're going to start off with the Pumpkinhead. Pretty cool cap. Got the black on the front. Of course, we got the cool looking pin on here as well. Let's go ahead and try that one on. I love the bright orange. And this is the Pumpkinhead. Yeah, they do a great job with their seasonal caps. Halloween, probably in my opinion, is my favorite line. But that's the Pumpkinhead there. We're going to go next. This is the Ghost Head. This probably was my favorite cap from Boston Scally for the seasons. I love the black and the whites. The neon green on the inside. Great cap. Again, this is the Ghost Head. It's got the pin on there. And the next one, I believe this was released last year. This is the Frankenhead. Another one of my favorites. Love the green, love the purples. And there is the Frankenhead. All right, so the next one we're going to do is the Zombie, which is a flat panel cap. This was released a few years ago. It did get released again, I believe, last year. I got the little zombie hand on there for the pen. It's kind of hanging off the head a little bit. And I'll be honest with you, I have yet to wear this outside at all. But it's part of the collection. I'm a collector of them. And again, pretty cool looking inside. And that's the Zombie single panel. Love the cap. All right. Next one. This is the Nightmare. Came with the dust bag. This is I call it the Beetlejuice. But yep, this I have never worn before. This will be a definitely collector's item. Still got the cardboard in there. This is from the Nightmare collection. Again, I call it the Beetlejuice. Did come with a pretty cool bag, dust bag. This was re-released last year as well. Out of the vault. I believe you had to sign in for the members go to be able to get an email saying when it was going to get released for the members. But that is it there. The Nightmare. It's got the pinstripe bill. And you got Beetlejuice on the inside. Put the cardboard back on that one. And then last year, another Nightmare was released. Camp Crystal Lake. The Nightmare 4. This is the Jason version. And I know I got the pins in here. This came with a bunch of little extras. So I'll go ahead and pull those out. Like I said, I didn't put any pins on this one. But yeah, we got the Jason, Camp Crystal Lake. Came with a couple pins here. Like I said, I didn't put these on there. I guess I probably could have. But that is some of the pins that it came with. And then you got the Jason one here. And it also came with a lanyard with Camp Crystal Lake. And this is here, the Nightmare 4. The Jason. All right, great looking caps. Again, this is all the Halloween caps. I don't think I have any more in my pile back here, but the pile is certainly dwindling down. But this is the Halloween collection. Let me know what your favorite cap is out of this Halloween collection. Put it in the comments below. And we're going to go pause the video and go to the next one. All right, and the next set of review is this collection came out last year. It started coming out last year. It was a new style of cap for Boston Scally. They always said that it was like 10 years into the making, but it is the Baker Boy style. And I didn't get some of them. Don't think I got the herringbone one, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Baker Boy style. Of course, you got the Baker Boy on the inside. Now these caps, to me, they run a little tight. So if you're thinking about getting a Baker Boy style, if you're on that cusp between like a large to extra large, I would recommend going up to an extra large. But this one is a medium large, and like I said, they fit a little more tight than some of the other ones. But I love the baggy fit. Like I said, none of these caps are steamed. But this is the first one I purchased along with the black one, and that'll be next. Of course, you got the pin. And like I said, this is my probably, as far as like, I love the Baker's Boy style. I'm glad that they did come out with it because I'm more in the baggy look. But that's that one. Next, we're going to go with the black one. And this one here, I put the gold looking one on. That. And that's the black one with the gold pin. Next one was one they released like during Thanksgiving time last year. This one is the pumpkin pie. And I got the pumpkin pie pin on it. Love the colors on this one. And that is the Pumpkin Pie Baker Boy. Good looking colors. And the last one is the Irish Baker Boy. Comes with the greens and grays. Of course, we got the pin for that one as well. Of course, you got the Irish Baker Boy on the inside. And this one I actually got in the extra large because the other ones were right on the cusp. And this one fits perfect. The other ones were medium larges. This was an extra large. Again, these are the 4 Baker Boy caps that I have. And out of these 4, which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And then the next one we're going to go on is the next collection they came out with. And see what those are. Haven't made a decision yet, but we'll be back. All right, so the next one we're going to do is the Valentine Day, or Valentine February, I guess, edition. Now this one here, I'm sure I have more caps laying around. I'm not sure as of now, other than the Valentine Rose, which is obviously one I have already done. That is obviously Valentine Day theme. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start off with the Cupid. Now the Cupid is kind of like the Ghost Head, Frankenhead, and where they got the same like solid bill and then the plaids on the back. And of course we got the pin. And the Cupid sticker on the inside. Let's go ahead and try that one on. And that's what it looks like. Now they are very dark colors. You can barely see the difference, but there is a reds in there. Great looking cap, more sub to look, but probably one of my favorite Valentine Day themed caps. Next one we have, this is the All Heart. Yeah, we got the pin there. Love the colors here. Got the little sticker on the inside. I just wish Boston Scally would get rid of this whole vinyl thing altogether and just go with like silk screened in. I know they've had several requests for that. But this is the All Heart. Great looking cap. Again, the Valentine line definitely did not disappoint. And last but not least, we got the Braveheart. This came out a couple Valentine's days ago. It was re-released last year as well. Of course, we got the sticker. Vinyl, of course, sticks to the bald head. Love the purples and grays on this. And that is it there. Now, if you guys don't know a lot about Boston Scally, is that a lot of their caps are themed. They're usually just themed like different patterns or different colors of the pattern. Like the Harvest Land is kind of just like this, but like autumn colors. And then you got the Wonderland, was obviously the same thing, but Christmas colors. And that'll probably be the next one we do. So let's go ahead and end the review for the Valentine Day collection. And out of these 3 caps here, other than the Valentine Rose, which one's your favorite? I personally like this one the best. The All Heart. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. All right, so the next part is going to be the holiday collection. Of course, I got them all in one dust bag. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy open. All right. We're going to go over this one here. Again, this came in with some of the holiday ones, I believe either last year or the year before. Again, the little holiday dust bag. And the first one we're going to go over with is the Kringle. Nice looking caps. Like I said, at Christmas time, they definitely knock it out of the park for that as well. This has never been worn though. So that is the Kringle. And this year, now that I have all the Christmas caps, I'll be able to wear them throughout the whole month of December. And the next one, which I was able to get 2 years ago, was the Night Before. Now this came out a few years ago, and I didn't start collecting Boston Scallies till that like January, into December, January. So I was able to snag this up when they had a limited amount. Either probably somebody returned them. But this is it here now. This was the Night Before. Cool looking logo on the inside. It's got the green with the pastels, or the Christmas color flannel looking type thing. But this is it here. Great looking cap. Love the green. And this was my favorite Christmas cap until I was able to get my hands on some of these other ones because I had to wait till the following Christmas to get them. Now this one here was a limited release, and then they totally took it off the market. I don't know what happened with it. This was for the Holiday 2. And this was, I called it the Grinch. And it did come with a Grinch pin. And like I said, I don't know what happened and why this was taken off the website so fast. But again, this is one of my favorite caps. I love the green. I know I never wore this either. But that is the Grinch, our Holiday 2. Holiday 1, I do not own. I wish I did, but I do not own it. It's hard to come by, and that's what they call the Griswold. But yeah, that is a great looking cap. And again, this was the Grinch. And if you're able to snag one of these up, good for you, because I don't know if they're worth more or not. The next one is going to be the Christmas Peaky. This is a burgundy cap. I put the little Christmas tree pin on it. And this one just has the normal Boston Scally logo on the inside. Nice burgundy cap. Great looking cap. Nice pin. Like I said, the Christmas line is probably close to, it's one of my favorites as well. This one here is probably my favorite Christmas cap. This is the Wonderland. Like I said, this was one that was highly sought after. I took forever for me to get this. I had to wait a year for this bad boy. But yeah, there's the pin. Great colors. Got the Wonderland on the inside. And there it is. Like I said, this is probably my favorite Christmas cap. All right, next one we have. This one is the Scrooge. It's another one of those that I got was re-released. Finally was able to get my hands on it. Love the Christmas colors. Great single panel cap. Again, you got that Scrooge logo on the inside. And of course, the pin. The Scrooge pin. And there it is. Beautiful Christmas colors. Really love this. Also last year, this was another one that sold out pretty quick. Come with his own dust bag. This was the Nutcracker. And the Nutcracker, what else we got in here? Does it come with more pins? I guess it did come with other pins. All right, so yep. This was the pin set it came with. I actually got the other one on the cap. And this is it here. Pretty cool looking colors, pinwheel of colors. Of course, you got the Nutcracker there. This is the pin that came with it, a part of that set. And that's the Nutcracker. Just like the other ones, other sets that we have done, out of these caps here, what's your favorite Christmas themed cap? Like I said, mine's the Wonderland. Close second would be the Scrooge. Nutcracker is probably like third or fourth, but they're all looking great. Again, one of my favorite lines of cap is their Christmas caps, holiday caps. And we'll go to the next one. All right, so the next group of releases they did for seasonal, we're going to go with the St. Patty's Day part of the portion of the season. Let's go ahead and open this one up here. Now this one here, I think they have the most releases towards Irish. I have a feeling why, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and get right into them here. Now there's quite a few caps in the Irish collection. All right. So we're going to start off with the Ire. Nice looking cap, St. Patty's Day theme with the pin, of course. And here it is. Like I said, there's I would say probably there's at least a 50% more caps geared toward Irish St. Patty's Day. Obviously, Boston Scally is a big Irish community. And this is the Ire. Next one up, one of my favorites, Sláinte. Nice looking cap. Now this is just like the some of the other Christmas themed caps, just different patches. Again, this is an extra large Sláinte. Great looking cap. Then we have the Lad. Love the browns. Like you said, like I was saying, they just, what they are is there a lot of times they just got the same type of thing, just different patch work on it. So this is like the same kind of feel as the Slancha, but this is the Lad. Of course, I got the pin on there as well. I forgot to show you that. And again, this is the Lad. All right. Next one we're going to go with, this is the Crack. Of course, the pin. And this kind of reminds me of the Nutcracker from the Christmas time, just different, of course, different artwork, different pinwheel, but has the same type of build on it. Now this one here, I'll be honest, is probably my least favorite St. Patty's Day collection. All right, the next one we have, this one is the Galway. It's another one that was just kind of, the reason I got it is because of the collection. You got the pin. And there's the Galway. 8-panel cap. And the next one we got is a Celtic Bone. Now this one here I really dig. I love how it has the burnt orange on it. Great cap. So this is one of my favorite ones from the St. Patty's Day collection. Also has the burnt orange 3-leaf clover on the back. Again, I like the burnt orange on here a lot. All right, so the next one we have, another one of my favorites, the Fighting Rock. Now this one I do wear quite a bit when it gets to that point of time of the year. And we got the pin. Love the inside of this. Got the gold 3-leaf clover on the back. Again, this is the Fighting Rock. One of my favorites. All right. Next one we have is the Irish Bare Knuckle, which the Bare Knuckle series is probably one of my favorites. And there it is there. It came with the pin. White 3-leaf clover on the back. What do we got in here? Nope. What if I had got stabbed in the head with a pin because I didn't have the back on it. Now I got the back on it. All right, let's go ahead and try this one back on. Jeez, it fell off again. Man, that doesn't feel too good when you do that. I'll tell you that much. All right, let's go ahead and put this back on. All right, there we go. And this is the Irish Bare Knuckle. And this one here is the Irish 8-panel. It's the Irish Peaky. Got the 3-leaf clover there on that. There's nothing on the back of this one. It is an 8-panel Peaky. Just your normal green cap. All right. Next one is another one. This one here is like kind of like the pub, the Irish pub. It's got the 3-leaf clover on the back, the green Irish pub, and it's got the insulated inside. So just keep your head warm in the wintertime. And there is that one there. This is a great looking cap as well. And then last but not least, this came out last year. My favorite Irish St. Patty's Day themed cap. And this is the Shillelagh. This cap is absolutely amazing. I even put both the pins on this one, the old stick and then the Shillelagh guy. And that is it. Single panel cap. I am kind of fond of the single panels. I guess that may be why it's my favorite, but love the colors on this one. Again, the Shillelagh. And out of these bunch of St. Patty's Day themed caps, I mean, we got a ton of them. And I'm going to count them real quick to see how many of them we actually got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 caps. All St. Patty's Day themed. And my favorite is the shillelagh. What's your favorite? Put it in the comments below. And we're going to go on the next one. I actually missed another one of the from Valentine Day collection. Or, I'm sorry, St. Patty's Day collection. This is the Lucky. White cap. Had to be really super careful when I wear this one. Of course, you got the Lucky logo on the inside. This is a great cap for that weather starting to turn and from being cold to warm. Again, this is the Lucky. And it has, like I said, the Lucky there. 3-leaf clover back here. I don't know how I forgot this one, but we'll add this to the St. Patty's Day part of the review of my collection. And we'll be right back. All right, so on the next one we're going to come out with, the next collection of series, is we, about 2 years ago, they came out, started with a Gambler collection. That first release on the Gambler was the Ace. Now the Ace is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see the Ace of Spades on any of these, but like the brim, and of course the logo. And again, this was the Ace, all black. One of my favorite first caps I had gotten when I first started collecting Boston Scallies. And that is the Ace. Shortly after that, about 6 to 8 months later, they came out with the Joker. Now the Joker here, this is the original Joker. Of course, you got the pen. Now this one here is like just like the other ones, a single panel, they just change the patch colors. Of course, you got the inside Joker. And this was the second release from the Gambler collection. And then shortly after that, about, I don't remember how much longer it was after that. And I'm pretty sure it was the next one. And this was the King of Hearts. Came with a dust bag. Came with a couple other goodies. I mean, I have the cards for the Ace as well. I just don't have them. But these actually came with a deck of cards as well. And the Ace of deck of cards I have in the basement somewhere. But this one here is the King of Hearts of the Gambler collection. Of course, you got the logo or the pin inside. And there it is, the King of Hearts. Now, this one here is probably my favorite from the Gambler collection. Go ahead and put that one off. And then this one here is probably the most controversial cap. As you can see here, how many neon green. This was the Joker 2. Everybody and their mom thought it would be the colors that are on this cap. However, to our surprise, when it was released, this is what they came out with. Absolutely nowhere near close to these bright colors. The Joker 2. Again, this is just different color patchworks. There's the pin for the Joker 2. Like I said, I really feel like this is the biggest miss of the mark, off the mark, that Boston Scally came out. It's still a nice looking cap. Don't get me wrong. It's just that people were expecting it to be this color, not this color. But that does the whole review of the collection of the Joker, or the Gambler collection. And out of these caps here, what's your favorite? I like the King of the Hearts the best, but that's just my opinion. All right, so we're going to pause the video. We're going to go to the next group. I'll be right back. All right, so on my next part of the collection series, we are going to go with some of the caps that are released around the Kentucky Derby days. So, first one we're going to release, our show off. This one is the Derby. Of course, you got the horseshoe pin, and then the blue and white stripe, and that is it there. Very clean looking cap. And this was, I believe, the first one they released for the Kentucky Derby series. Next one they released is the Triple Crown. Another great looking cap. Of course, you got the Triple Crown on there. You got the Triple Crown pin. You get that pulled up a little bit better. And that is the Triple Crown. Again, I need to steam some of these caps because this one's pretty wrinkly. All right. And then last year, they released the Julep. Came with a dust bag. Pretty cool colors. Has the mint. And it is the same thing as the Triple Crown, just different colors. Has, like I said, really mint. Well, it looks really good. Of course, you got the pin. And that is the Julep. So these are the three that have been released for Kentucky Derby. Let me know what you guys like out of these three. I like the Julep the best. And then the close second would be this one, the Derby. All right, we're going to go ahead and go to the next part of the review and the next part of the seasons. And I'll be right back. All right, so the next part of the review or collection that I have of Boston Scally caps, we're going to go into the Easter collection. And I think we're going to start with, obviously we did the Easter Rose, a part of the Easter collection. Then we're going to do the Sunday. Sunday is a nice shiny cap on the inside, purple. It's got purples. They also have a different color of the Sunday as well. I do not have that one. And this is the Sunday. It's just an okay cap to me, not one of my favorites. Next one we have was, this one sold out quick when I first started collection. You had to jump on it. It was the Hare. Pretty cool looking pin on this one. Inside, got grays and pinks. I like pink myself. Real men wear pink. But yeah, this is it here, the Hare. And then one of my favorite caps that they came out with probably about almost 2 years ago now. It was the Good Egg. Really cool looking cap. Of course, you got the pin. I love these colors. And I actually had the sweatshirt for this, but with my weight loss, it got a little too big. So I let somebody else get it from me there and let them enjoy it because it was just way too big for me. But this is the Good Egg. Great looking cap. Probably my favorite of the Easter collection. A close second is the next one. And we got the Cottontail. I love the inside of this, the pastels. Great looking cap. There's the pin. We got a buff Peter Cottontail on there. It looks like he might bench 400 to 500 pounds. And that is it there. Good looking cap. Like I said, it's my second favorite of the Easter collection. This is the Cottontail. And out of these four caps, along with the Easter Rose, which I did earlier, what's your favorite? These two are my favorite. Then these ones here are just third and fourth. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you like the most out of the Easter lineup of the collection. And let's go to the next one. All right, so the next part of the Boston Scally collection that I have is going to be the sports-themed caps. We're going to start off here with the Notorious, which was the Conor McGregor cap. Came with its own dust bag. You going out or no? No? Okay. All right. Stop. We're not time to play. All right, so we're going to do the Conor McGregor, which was the Notorious. Never worn this one either. Still have the cardboard that goes inside of it. This is the Notorious Conor McGregor. Nice looking cap. Even has the UFC information on there with a tag. And of course on the inside you got Conor McGregor. This was the Notorious. And that's what it looks like on. It's a great looking cap. Don't get me wrong. Again, this is the dust bag that came with it. And that is the Notorious. Next one we had, this was what we call the Bruin Peaky. After the Boston Bruins. Nice looking cap. Awesome looking pin. And that's it there. That is the Bruin Peaky. Now, I did have a couple other ones. I did have the Rocky Marciano one. I ended up getting rid of that because it was way too big. I ordered the wrong size. Well, I lost weight and it got way too big for me. And then also the other one I had gotten, what I got rid of was the goalie one. I'm trying to think of the guys. One of my favorite goalies of all time. I'll remember here in a moment. And then this one here is a single panel cap that was released last year. This was the Goon. Awesome looking pin on this one as well. One of my favorite pins that they've came out with. Again, this is just another one of those single panel, just different kind of color patchwork. And this is the Goon. This might be my favorite sports themed cap just because of the yellow and black and the way that pin logo looks. The next one we have is one of my favorites here. This came with a dust bag as well. The Irish Mickey Ward. One of my favorite boxers growing up. Dude had heart. And I'm trying to, this one here actually came with a boxing glove as well. As you can see here, a Boston Skelly boxing glove. And this was actually one of my favorite reviews I did as well. And I still have my cardboard on there. The Irish Mickey Ward. It's got the Mickey Ward logo, or initial boxing gloves in the back. It has like an oatmeal type look. And that is it there. This is a great cap. Never worn it yet because when this came out, it was already starting to get in the 80s and 90s here in Wichita. And it just got a little too warm for it. All right, my next one I have, this is the Diamond Dustin Poirier. This actually came with a dust bag as well. Love the colors on this. Nice looking logo. And it's not time to play, Ace. Of course, you got the UFC logo. Now, they do have some other UFC themed caps. I did buy them all, but they all just were like bland. So I ended up getting rid of those and just kept the ones that are themed here. Got the Diamond, Dustin Diamond. And that is it there. Great looking cap. But all my favorites, these two are my favorite out of the sports themed caps that I have. All right. So that is the sports theme. Let me know what you guys' favorite out of these ones are. Like I said, I'm more fond of the Mickey Ward as well as the Goon. But let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. Actually, I forgot one. How could I forget this? The Big League Chew. This was another one of my favorite caps. Of course, you got the Big League Chew cap. Has the pin. Cool looking retro logo on the back. And this came with another pin as well, which I did not use. I used the other one that had the initials. And it came with a pack of gum. Yep, so this don't expire until September 18th of 2026. So I got plenty of time to chew this gum. But this was the Big League Chew. Great looking cap. I can't believe I forgot this one. But as you can see, the pile's getting lower and lower in the background. And believe it or not, I actually forgot another sports themed cap. This one is the Gridiron. Nice cool logo here. Again, football season. This usually came around Thanksgiving time. This is the Gridiron 8-panel cap. This is pretty cool looking. Isn't it, Ace? You like it too, bud? Again, Gridiron. Now that officially ends the sports themed caps. I didn't find any more when I was going through the pile. All right, so now we're going to go to the next review of the next collection series. I'll be right back. All right, so the next collection I have is, I just only got 2 caps from this collection. This was the Punk series. I did have the black one as well, but I ordered the wrong size and I ended up getting rid of it because it was too large. But this is the Punk. I actually had the shirt as well, which I ended up getting rid of because it was too large after my weight loss. And here's the green Punk. Of course, you got the devil horns pin. And that is the green. And here's the blue Punk. Same type of look on the inside. Of course, you got the devil horns on that one. And that's going to be a pretty quick part of my collection because I got the green and blue. I like the green better. Let me know what you guys like more. We'll go to the next part of the collection of my review here. All right, so now we're doing the next part of the collection that I have. This one's going to be what I call the water collection. You got the Captain, you got the Sailor, you got the Cape Cod. The first one we're going to do is the Cape Codder. I got the gray one. And this one actually has a pretty cool looking direction dial on there. Never eat shredded wheat. This is the Cape Codder in the gray. Next one is going to be this is what they call, I can't think, it was like some kind of green on it, but it looks gray to me. This is the Captain. And that is the Captain. It's called some kind of green, but it's not. It looks more gray to me, but there is a hint of green in there. And again, that is the Captain. Here's another Captain. This one is the Sea Foam green. Love the color on this. And next one we have is the Sailor. This is the Plum Sailor. Now these ones fit a little more shallow on the head, but great looking cap. Again, this is the Sailor, the Plum Sailor. And then we had the one of the Captains that were released. This is one of the first ones they did where they did the one of the releases. This one is the Treasure Edition. I didn't purchase the other one because I wasn't into being a big fan of this, so I didn't get the whole group. But this did come with this dust bag. Came with a pin as well. Skull and crossbones. And then, but I ended up putting the gold one on here. Pretty cool. This actually has the silk screen inside. Again, this is the Treasure Edition of the Captain. And that's what it looks like on. Now, out of all these caps, these are my favorite between the three. I love the Seafoam Green, and then the Plum Sailor. And then this one, of course, was the Captain. But those are my favorites. This is probably my third favorite, followed by whatever color green this was again, and then the Cape Codder. But that is what I call the water collection. Let me know what your guys' favorite color is out of all these, and which one your favorite was. And I'll be right back with the next part of the collection. All right, so I actually forgot one of the ones from the water collection. This was another Captain I have. This is the brown one. I don't know what it's called. But that is the Captain, the one I forgot from my water collection. So I decided to come back and just add this to it. Found it in my pile. That's what happens when you have so many of them. All right, now we're going to go to the next group. All right, so my next part, we're going to do a little bit of a water. No, it's going to be a long version here. We're going to go through some of these scenes here. First one is the music one. This was the Grateful Dead. Came with a dust bag. Really like this one as well, even though I'm not a fan of the big stitch on the back, but I'm not a Deadhead. But this came with some stickers. Came with a couple pins as well. I ended up putting a different kind of pin on here, but again, this was the Grateful Dead 60th anniversary edition. Of course, this is that big patch on the back I was talking about. Not too many people were fond of that. And I got the Dancing Bears for the pin. And that is the Grateful Dead. And I understand that they're definitely working with other artists now for more music releases, type releases. And that one there is the Grateful Dead. We're going to go and put that back in the dust cover. Again, this is the Grateful Dead dust cover. Now we're going to go back to TV show type themes. And with that being said, we got Polk High's greatest, the Bundy. This is a single panel cap for the summertime. I did not purchase a pin for this one just because that's what the pin looked like, and I didn't think it would look decent on the cap. Got the Bundy on the inside. Again, this is definitely a summer cap, really thin. And that's what it looks like on. It looks great on. Really do like the Bundy. And now we're going to go to more of a cartoon series. Bundy is going back in the closet. And let's go to that. We got the Popeye. This was the first Popeye they came out with. Really cool looking cap. Came with some other pins as well. Of course, we got the spinach, other good stuff on there. And this was the cap. The blues. Of course, you got the Popeye pin. Inside was really cool as well. And that is the original Popeye. Came in this dust bag. And with pins. Now I took the pin out of there, obviously put it on the cap. And then this just recently, they released the Popeye again, which I thought was going to be like the Bluto or whatever it might be. It ended up being just the Popeye 2. And this one came with a pretty cool dust cover as well. Now, however, this is more of a gimmicky cap. Popeye, really cool looking inside. Got the Popeye, which did not come on the original, this type of thing. But it's a bunch of cans of spinach on the cap. And this is the Popeye 2. Like I said, this is more of a gimmicky cap. I like the original Popeye more than I like the Popeye 2. And that is going to wrap up the music and TV show version of my collection. Again, the Popeyes, Grateful Dead. We're going to pause it and come back with some more. All right, so my next portion of my collection that I have of Boston Scally Caps. We're going to start off with one that just came out a few months ago. This was the Tattoo. And I don't think I bought the pins for this one either. No, I did not. Nice looking cap. I mean, it's decent. It's, of course, you got the Tattoo collection on here. Now, this is the only one that's been released so far. I love the light colors. And I with these Argyle type looks. I don't know what those are called, but houndstooth maybe. But nice looking thing on there. And now this one here fits really tight. I'll probably never wear it because it fits too tight. And I tried stretching it, and it just doesn't get enough stretch on it. But that is the Tattoo. Nice looking cap. I'll probably, like I said, I'll never probably wear it, but that's my collection. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in the closet. And then we have the anniversary edition. Now, this is my first anniversary cap that I was able to purchase because they sell out so quick. And this was the Steampunk. I had a shirt for this as well. It was just ended up getting too big after my weight loss. There's something else in here. I got more pins in here or something? I'll be darned. I got to do more pins. And I guess I had some pins on this I didn't know about. Because I thought I had one. Yeah, I had the Steampunk pin on there. But yeah, it was pretty cool. This is the 11th anniversary. This is the Steampunk. Good looking cap. Like I said, I'll buy every anniversary part of the collection on there because they become collector's items. But that is it. This is the 11th anniversary. And then the next, that's going to go back in the closet. And then we have the Monster theme collection. Starting off with the Kraken. I just recently did the review on the Monster selection. Of course, you got the Kraken here. Kraken on the inside. These are summer caps. And that's what the Kraken looks like on. And they just recently released this bad boy. The Loch Ness. Now, this cap's really cool. I like this. I love the artwork on the pin as well as the logo. There is the pin. Artwork on the inside. Loch Ness Monster. And there it is. Out of those two, this one is my favorite. The green. I'll just be kind of fond of green. All right. So that is the Monster collection, the Kraken, and the Loch Ness. So I'm going to go ahead and put those back. All right. So next part of my collection. This one here is the original Jake. I did have the Jake 2. They ended up being a little too tight for me, so I sent it back. I never ended up getting it again because the Jake 2 was just a bright red with yellow. Kind of looked like a McDonald's cap. Love the cause, though. Is there a pin in here? Yep, looks like I got a... And of course, I got the Jake key on this one. The pin. And then we got the Jake. That's the pin I ended up putting on it. And again, this is the original Jake. Still got the cardboard. Never wore this one either. Grays and yellow. Red and yellow. Now this one here is a little bit large for me, so that's probably why I'll never wear it. So this is the Jake. All right, and next one we have, this is the Dad series. This is the Dad 1 and Dad 2. Summer caps. Got the silver Dad pin on this one. Great cap, one of my favorites. Wear this quite a bit. And this is the Dad 2. This one I put the gold pin on, the gold Dad pin on. And there it is. Actually, I did it the wrong way. I think this is the Dad 1 and that's the Dad 2. Dad 1 is on, Dad 2 is here. Great cap, great single pin caps, great for the summertime. And then this next one, to me, is my favorite Boston Scally of all time. This just recently came out. This is the Salt Box. This cap is absolutely amazing. My favorite Boston Scally cap of all time. Salt Box. Great cap. Perfect cap. They need to come out more like this. Again, the Salt Box inside doesn't have the logo. It's just perfect. All right, that's the Salt Box. That'll go back in the closet. We're going to pause the video and go to the next one. All right, so now we're at the point of the review where we're going to go and break them down to single panel, 6 panels, 8 panels, specialty caps. We're going to go and start with the single panels. Single panels are by far my favorite line. This is the Charlestown Pinky. This is the blue. And that's what that one is there. This one here very rarely gets warm. It's more for the wintertime cap. Again, this is the Charlestown blue. Next one up is the Aficionado. I don't know what I did with my pin on this one, but I do have an Aficionado pin somewhere. And this is, this is not the one. The wine one looks good as well. I have to get that one yet. But again, this is the Aficionado. Really professional looking cap. Definitely one of my favorites as far as clean look. Next one we have, this one is the Lunchbox. I do have a pin for this one as well, but I just don't have it on there. This is the Lunchbox. Like I said, this is those same patterns, just different colors. And that is the Lunchbox. Next one we have, this one is the Pub. This one I actually do have the pin for. That's the Pub pin. It's got the quilted inside, keeps your head warm, all black. And that is the Pub. Next one we have, this one is the Contender. Got the boxing gloves on the inside. Single panel cap. Very nice looking cap. Love the Contender series. And next one we have, this is the Heritage. This is an Amazon exclusive of the Heritage. Medium large. You can see on the inside, it has the Heritage on there. And there's the Heritage. Pretty similar to the Contender. Again, that is only available on Amazon. And then here are my favorite single panel caps of the line. This is the Hound. Nice looking cap. One of my favorites. The Houndstooth. Looks great. And then the other Hound I have. And there it is. Hound goes for Houndstooth by Boston Scally. And out of all these single panel caps I have here, the Houndstooth are definitely my favorite. And then I'd probably have to say the Contender. And which color was yours? Or which one was your favorite out of the single panels? All right, we're going to pause the video and we're going to go to the next part of, we're going to go to 6 panel next. And I actually forgot a single panel here. This is the Blacktop. Inside here. This one here I very rarely wear. It's got the leather brumette. And that is the Blacktop. Now I'll go to the 6 panel caps. All right, so now we're going to get in the 6 panel. Took me a little bit of time to come back. I actually had to change my battery in my camera. And the first one we're going to start off with the 6 panel. I'm trying to think of the name of this cap. It'll come to me in a moment. But not, I'll go ahead and put it on the thing once I do figure it out. But here it is. Nice little cap. This is another Houndstooth type cap. Okay, so I'm drawing a blank on the name right now, but I will put it on the title of when I'm doing the review. So as the first 6-panel cap, great cap. Don't really wear this that much. Next one we have is the bourbon. Now this one here is one of my favorites. This one here has the brown lip brother brunette. It has that nice deep green with some browns in it. And the bourbon on the inside. Great cap. One of my favorites. 6-panel cap. All right. The next one is a hard to find item. This one is the Underdog. I got this because it has the Detroit Tigers colors. Of course, we got the pen. The David and Goliath Underdog story. Everybody knows it. And that is the Underdog. Love it. Like I said, the Detroit colors, Tiger colors look good on it. And my next ones are going to be the Braun. I have 2 Braun caps. Got the red one here. I wear this one quite a bit when it gets a little bit cooler out. Of course, we got the Braun logo on the inside. There is this one. This is the red and black. Great looking cap. Braun is a good line. Great line. If you don't have one of the Brauns, definitely pick one up. And then I got the orange and blue. Again, kind of like Detroit Tigers colors. Braun on the inside. Of course, you got the Braun logo on this one here for the pin. And there's that one. Great set of caps for that Braun collection. Underdog collection, top notch. Bourbon, top notch. Next one I have is the Catskill. This was a field and fly and fish. Fly and field or hook and fly. Hook and fly website. I don't know if there's any more of these left. It's a unique color green. I have yet to see another Boston Scally company cap this color green. But again, this has the Hook and Fly logo on the back. Only can get it from the Hook and Fly website. And that is the Catskill. And next ones we have, this is the Sweetwaters. This is the teal and blue. Summer caps, 6 panels. Great cap. I ended up getting rid of a couple of these because they were just a little too large for me. I had the Michigan color one. That one I had to get rid of just because they were just too big. Here's the next color I have, Sweetwater. Another good looking colors. Red, white, and blue, go USA. Kind of like 4th of July themed, which would also be this next one. This is another one of the summer ones. 4th of July themed. Here it goes. So out of these ones here, this one's actually not called the Sweetwater. I think it's called Liberty, maybe. But out of these ones here, this one's probably my favorite. Then this one, and then the teal and blue. All right. Next we have, this one here is just the 6-panel. I'm trying to think what this one's called. I've drawn a blank on this one as well. But it is a 6-panel summer cap. Great looking cap. And next one we have is another 6-panel. This one, I'm drawing so many blanks right now. But I'll definitely look these up before when I post the video and put the names and the descriptions on them. Just a basic gray cap. I wear this usually with my Lions pin, with my Lions jersey. Go Lions, season's about to start. Next one we have is the Bare Knuckle. Bare Knuckle Black. I wear this quite a bit as well. One of my favorite caps. I'll probably wear this on my daughter's wedding because it'll go well with my black suit. And that is the Bare Knuckle. And now we have the trainers. This is the black and dark black trainer. Great looking cap. Again, this is the trainer. I know I have another one in here somewhere. Another trainer. Whoops. This is the black and gray part of the trainer. Trainer Series is a great summer cap. Can't go wrong with that. Great looking caps. Oh, I forgot another Sweetwater. There's the Sweetwater. That one looks pretty good too. Then we have my favorite. This is my 3rd trucker cap. It's already starting to fade a little bit. I wear this on my walks. And now that I'm starting to train, I'm thinking about doing a marathon. But that is the blue and gray trainer, our trucker, favorite line of trucker caps. And then I got the Irish trucker. Has the green Irish on there. I've yet to wear this one. But the trucker series, great series. People are more and more starting to get into it. I'd like to say I turned them onto it, but you never know. All right, another one. This one here has got its use for sure. It's just another one of the trainer caps. It's solid blue. Nice cap. And then this one here is the Shoppers Cafe. This is going to be one of my stops next time I head up that way to the northeast. Shoppers Cafe. Bar and Grill. Off Moody Street. Again, this is the Shoppers. I wear this one quite a bit in the summertime as well. And then we have the camouflage here. This is, I can't think of the name of the responder. I can't remember I know it's just some kind of camouflage. But it is the responder. Great cap. Wear this quite a bit as well. And then I did forget to do a 6-panel of the Irish, in the Irish collection. This one here is a 6-panel. Great cap. Great cap as well. And I'll put the name of that on the description as well on the bottom of the screen. Perfect. All right, so that is it for the 6 panels. I love the trainer series. I love the trucker series. Those are my favorite. The Sweetwaters are a third, I guess, but all the rest are just great 6-panel caps. Highly recommend you to pick some of these up if you don't have any 6 panels. And then we're going to go ahead and pause it. And we're going to go to the 8-panel next. We're getting near the very end. The bed is empty. I just got that container to go back away. And I'm hoping you guys enjoy this this collection video of mine. Because this is definitely taken, what is it? We're on 2 hours now of me getting this all ready to go. And I'm hoping you guys like it. All right, so this will be all the 8-panel caps. This will end the review of my collection. First one is the Harvest Land. And there's the pin for the Harvest Land. And this is like the same kind of patchwork or whatever kind of look it has, is the same as the Wonderland, the Braveheart, same type of thing. And there is the Harvest Land. Great cap, 8-panel cap. Perfect for the wintertime. I'm not sure if this is readily available on the website or not. I did see that Boston Scally will be running their summer sale here soon at the end of the summer. And that goes to the next part of the theme, is the cookouts. This is the cookout. Bunch of hot dogs and hamburgers in there. A little bit of icing or ice cream. Got the hot dog pin on there. And this is the cookout. Great cap. Fun cap for the summertime. It's definitely a conversation starter. Same as it goes for this next cap, which is the Rocket Pop. Bunch of little Rocket Pops in here. And we got the Rocket Pop pin. Again, another great summer cap. I said, people see you wear this, like, dude, that's a cool cap. And then you start telling them, well, that's a Rocket Pop. And they're like, oh, it brings back kid memories and all the other good stuff. And then we're going to go to the next ones. These two here are the Caddies. 8-panel caps. Going to fit baggy on the side. This is the blue one. Perfect summer cap. And then we got the gray one. Of course, you got the Boston Scally logo on the inside. And there it is. The gray. Now, to end my collection, drum roll, please. We have the Cool Airs. I got the Cool Air. I got the gray. As you can see, they're see-through. Perfect for summer. I wear these golf all the time. This is the gray one. And last but not least, final cap of the collection review is the blue Cool Air. It's over. It's over. Hope you guys really do enjoy this video of my whole collection. Let me know if you guys want to see me do the Dixon collection as well. That one there will take a little bit longer because I have quite a few Dixon shirts. But again, reviews of Moose, my entire Boston Scally collection. Now, this wasn't all of them. I had about 40 more that I had to get rid of because they were just too large. But only a couple were specialty caps. All the rest were just like ones you can get off the website still. And I just never repurchased them for the size. But yeah. And then for my future Boston Scaly, I probably won't be purchasing as many. I'll probably purchase like the limited edition ones. I am going to take a step back from my reviews. And as well as like some of the other things that I've been spending money on. As most of you guys know that follow my channel, I have lost over 220 pounds over almost 2 years of time. My daughter's wedding's coming up September 6th. Life-changing. This is a pretty serious note for me. I'm really proud of myself. Life-changing event. Daughter's getting married. Wanted to live to see that. So I was on a diet, still am on a diet. I'll never get off this diet. I'll never stop walking. I am going to start running. But all my subscribers that follow me along my path, I want to just say thank you, because the motivation that you guys have given me to continue my journey, I wouldn't have been able to do without a lot of you guys. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. These last 635 days, I have been doing this walking, walked thousands of miles. Lost over 220 pounds, and just my heart, I want to say thank you, because you guys saved my life. And without me starting this journey, without my daughter getting married, I might not be alive now. And again, so with that being said, I will be cutting back spending on the Boston Scaly caps as long as the Dixon, because in May, end of May, beginning of June, I'm going to be taking 2.5 months off of work to do my next goal. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera here and show you what I'm going to be doing. Again, I want to say thank you, because without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. I make very little money off of YouTube videos. And but again, thank you for everybody who's watched this journey, who's followed me along in this journey. But again, next summer, end of May, beginning of June, I'll be taking 2.5 months off work. So if you guys would like, I do have a GoFundMe portion set up to fund my trip. I am going to go out to the Midwest, hit up a lot of the national parks, and do a ton of hiking. I'll be camping out, possibly staying in some hotels along the way. I've been tracking it to where I have YMCAs, to where I'll be able to take showers and stuff in the morning at the YMCAs and then do my hikes. But my goal is to do this. So next May, into June, into July, I'll be going to a lot of these national parks to do a ton of hiking. I'll definitely be hitting up the Arches, the Badlands, doing a lot of hiking there, Bryce Canyon. And, I just can't wait to do it. 2 years ago, this would not have been possible. I plan on doing the hiking up Pikes Peak, which will take me an entire day going up and down, and doing the incline as well right there in Pikes Peak, Royal Gorge, Grand Tetons. I just plan on doing it all. And like I said, 2 years ago, my health, I would never have been able to do this. I'm almost 50 years old, and it's kind of like a bucket list type thing for me. And I just don't want to put it off. I want to I want to do it next summer while my health is still there. You're never guaranteed tomorrow. And I just want to get it done so I can check it off my bucket list. And because you never know what tomorrow brings. And I don't want to wait and then get to the point to where I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. Or if something happens to me to where I wouldn't be able to obtain it, to see those and the sense of accomplishment that would bring. But again, thanks for everybody tuning in. And like I said, if you'd love to donate to that GoFundMe, I'd say thank you. Thank you regardless. Without you guys, I probably wouldn't be here today. Again, Reviews of Moose. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And everybody have a wonderful day now.